Thank you very much for that, Dave. Well, did you know that you could look slimmer, perhaps better, just by what you wear? Kimberly Law is an image advisor with personal impact. Is that true, just depending on what we wear?
Yes, you can look slimmer by what you wear, and especially some of the tips that we're going to talk about today are really effective in the summertime when we're not wearing a whole lot of clothing.
Right.
So.
And that can go wrong for a lot of people, can't it?
It can.
What do you think, Kimberly, are the most common mistakes that people make?
Well, some of the most common mistakes, one of the most common mistakes is hemlines. By lengthening or shortening a hemline, you can automatically make your arms look, the sleeves of your shirts look, your arms look slimmer.
Right.
But basically, hemlines, what they do is they draw attention to themselves, creating a visual line of contrast. So for sleeves, what you can do, if your sleeve length is a little bit too short and it's emphasizing the widest part of your arm, by lengthening your sleeves to a longer part of the arm or shortening the sleeve, you can make your arms look slimmer.
A lot of people, do they not stop and think about this, or do they just wear what they think is comfortable and they don't spend enough time asking themselves, do I look good in this?
Well, I think really what you need to do is look in the mirror and see where you're larger and where you're smaller, and really focus attention on the areas that you're smaller in order to draw attention away from the areas that you're bigger.
Because some of the things you're talking about are very simple. Anybody can really do them, right? Even like you're saying, the use of fabrics and colors, and that makes a huge difference as well, doesn't it?
Definitely. Well, color can have a huge effect if you want to balance the upper and lower body by choosing lighter colors, bright colors, and shiny colors.
Is that like this example we have here?
Yes,
this is
actually,
bad. This is the bad picture, right?
Yes, this is a really good example. In this particular situation, this woman has what we would call an A shape or a pear-shaped body.
Right.
So by
reversing
having the lighter and brighter colors on the top part of the body and having her wear the darker color on the lower part of the body, we can instantly make her look slimmer and balance the body, the top and bottom.
How many years has she been wearing the light colored pants on the bottom, though, before you told her not to? That's the problem.
Several.
Right? Yeah, so when you're walking down the street and you see people, the urge to stop them and tell them that they could do that better must be overwhelming for you.
It can be, yes. Yeah. Another thing that you can do, a lot of people tend to think that black is the slimming color.
Isn't it?
Well, it is a slimming color, but any darker color or more muted color can also have a very similar effect. So, and it can also be a lot more comfortable in the summer heat as well.
Okay, it's also tough with patterns, isn't it?
Patterns can be tricky, but if you choose a print or pattern, for instance, the one on the right here, the woman with the picture with the darker background, creates an illusion of a slimmer looking lower body. On the left, it emphasizes, with the light background, it emphasizes the area, making the area look bigger.
And again, this is bad for her because of the light on the bottom again, because we talked about her shape. And so she shouldn't be wearing lighter colors on her bottom, on the bottom part.
Yes, but it's also because of the actual, a printer pattern can really distract the eye. It can, basically what it can do is it can distract the eye and so the eye doesn't really know where to look, and so it can actually make a person look slimmer. This works especially well in bathing suits, actually. If you have a really non-descriptive printer pattern for a bathing suit, it can actually make the person look slimmer rather than heavier.
More women have had more frustrations trying on bathing suits than probably any other item of clothing ever. And on a final point, we're looking at where your eye can look, which is a focal point of something, right?
Yes. Accessories such as this brooch on this top can create a focal point. And what happens with focal points is the eye is drawn to the focal point, which can take away from the trickier areas of the body. This works really well for color contrast. It can also work really well if you have a buckle or a belt or something that can distract the eye and draw attention away from
Do people come to you and say, help me out, I'd like to look better? Like, what was our example? Our 61-year-old woman that we used in our examples there, what was her story?
Well, she came to me because she was feeling that she wasn't really happy with the way that she was looking. Her particular areas of concern for her body are the lower part of the body, the upper thigh area. She's starting to be concerned about aging in the arm area as well. So we used, with these particular examples, we used strategies that would help her look slimmer in those particular areas.
Well, there's good advice there for everybody. So, Kimberly, thank you very much for joining us this morning. It is 7:55. You're watching Breakfast Television.